Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Neil MacKinnon, the Provost of Augusta University. And I'm guessing you know why you're here, right? We're opening a new building, which is certainly a landmark in the life of any university. So thank you for being part of this very special event this afternoon. It kind of reminds me when I was an undergraduate student in Canada and completed my courses in science and math, it was all in a building built in the 60s of concrete with no windows at all. And I think of just the physical space behind us, just how that will create a welcoming environment for our faculty, staff, and students, a place that they're going to want to be versus the place where I took my math and science courses as an undergraduate student. Again, thank you for being here. Some of you probably have already starting to use these. They're dual use, fans and frisbees. Just don't throw them at the speaker at the podium. That's all I ask. But again, I know it's a warm, but this is going to be a fairly short ceremony because certainly we want to get you inside as soon as we can so you can see the glorious spaces inside. In a few moments, I'll be introducing President Keel, and he'll be thanking a number of individuals with us today. But there are a few, in addition to the folks he's going to be welcoming and introducing, there are a few others that I want to acknowledge. And the first of whom was my predecessor, and that is Provost Emerita Gretchen Kaufman, who, of course, played a huge role in the planning behind this. Gretchen, thank you for being here today. Let's give her a round of applause. Again, there's no way I can cover all the names, and President Keel will certainly acknowledge a few others, but just a few that I do want to acknowledge. Certainly we do have Dean John Sutherland. I'll be introducing him more formally in a few moments. His administrative team, the department chairs in the College of Science and Mathematics, as well as the faculty and staff. A few of those that were involved in the building, Gleeds, Gil Bain, Georgia State Financing and Investment Commission, the GSFIC, SLAM, which is an architectural firm, and of course our very own Augusta University Facilities Planning, Design, and Construction team, including former director Tom Dunaway, former project manager Wendy Brown, and that whole team is led by Ron Booth and Dr. Carla Leeper, and Carla's over here. And also, it's not on my official script, but I also want to acknowledge Gia Johnson, Suzanne Tatum, and the whole plan, the team that put this together. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Well, at this time, to really get us off on a strong note with this, we have a couple special treats for you. And the first is our ROTC, of course, that's strongly affiliated with the College of Science and Math. They're going to be presenting the colors, and then one of our cadets, Ethan Cass, who's over here, will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'd ask you to please join me and stand if you are able, again, for the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd I'd ask you to please remain standing as I'd like to invite Ms. Leslie Lambert. She's an Augusta University Foundation board member, and she'll be leading us in the invocation.
That we are able to gather today in relative safety is a testimony to countless lifetimes of medical and scientific work and research. So let us each, according to our own beliefs and traditions, reflect on this moment, not necessarily bowing our heads, but looking around in gratitude. For the deans, professors, engineers, and architects who envisioned this building, planned for its construction and use, for the president, our provosts, for their unfailing support, for those who acquired this property, for the support of the regents, the chancellor, the governor, the legislature, and for the city of Augusta, for those who poured the foundations, raised the roof, laid the wires and floors, those who will repair and clean this building, and for those whose vigilance maintains our security, for the faculty and staff of the College of Science and Mathematics who packed and unpacked and maintained during the move good order, classes, and business almost as usual, for our generous benefactors and foundation trustees, for our philanthropy staff who raised money, write grants, manage the foundation's assets, and foster alumni loyalty, for our event planners who bring us together. We invoke blessings and favor on all who recruit students, teach and direct their growth and development, who counsel and encourage them, and finally, on our students, each and all, our living and learning communities, our graduate and undergraduate research programs, our graduates and those who will come next. May this be a good place to work and to learn, to seek and to find insight, new methods, and significant discoveries that will make our world a healthier, cleaner place and our environment more sustainable. Give us all energy and inspiration, compassion and hope, and keep us connected to one another and to this university in the bonds of friendship and goodwill.
You may be seated. Well, at this point, I'd like to introduce and invite to the podium President Brooks Keel. Of course, President Keel is a two-time graduate of this university, or certainly the Legacy University, so I'm guessing he has seen a few changes in the buildings and infrastructure over the years. And certainly, even though I've only worked with President Keel in a short time, I can attest that he is an individual, a man of bold ideas, and that's exactly the kind of thinking that has gotten us to where we are today, a bold idea of relocating the College of Science and Math to this campus. So please join me in welcoming your president, Dr. Brooks Keel.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. When I was a student at Augusta College, taking my biology, chemistry, and science degree programs, I was in a barracks. I think it was built in the 50s. So, Provost MacKinnon, I fully appreciate what you mean. What I see behind me today is an unbelievable amount of progress we have all made, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and how incredibly proud I am to be here to dedicate this building and to have this grand opening. We have a number of very special guests that I want to offer a special thanks to, and it's always a danger in doing that because I know I'm going to leave someone out, so if I do, please forgive me. But buildings like this are certainly, while they're a dream come true, they are also the result of a great deal of support, both financial, philosophical, and spiritual. We simply could not have built this wonderful building without the support of the governor's office, the Georgia General Assembly, and the leadership of the Chancellor, the Regents, and the University System of Georgia staff. And we have a lot of folks to thank. First, I do want to thank Governor Brian Kemp. Although Governor Kemp cannot be with us here today, he did take the time to record a special video, sending his message of congratulations. That video will be streaming in the building. Please take a moment to look at that. Governor Kemp has always been a steadfast supporter of Augusta University and our health system, and we are grateful for his continuing faith in Augusta University, his strong leadership during immensely trying times, and his unwavering support for both the lives and the livelihoods of all Georgians. I also want to give a very special thanks to Regent Jim Hull, who I'll be introducing in just a few minutes, and all the other regents that Regent Hull represents, for all the great work that they have done and continue to do for all of the higher education in the state of Georgia. Now, Regent Hull, I'm sure, will be the first to tell you that he represents all 26 campuses, but I know there's a special place in his heart for this particular institution, so we appreciate that very much. From the University System of Georgia, we have Vice Chancellor Sandra Noisy, I think will be speaking a little bit later. Ms. Sharon Ferguson Pope, the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Design and Construction, and Mr. Sampson Oigunley, Campus Manager in Design and Construction. Would you join me in thanking them for all the great work that they do and continue to do? We have a number of elected officials with us today, and I want to start with recognizing State Senator Max Burns. Max, where are you? There, thank you so much. We appreciate it. He's got a special appreciation for what this building means, having been a president himself, so we appreciate very much you being here. We also have our own representative, Dr. Mark Newton. Dr. Newton, where are you? Thank you very much for all that you do for us here in this great city and community. And we have a special guest, Representative Rob Leverett from Elberton. Representative Leverett, thank you so much for being here as well. I understand there's a little special session coming up, so we wish you the very best of luck with all of that. We have Commissioner Francine Scott that I'll be introducing in just a few minutes, but Commissioner Scott, would you please stand and let us recognize you? Thank you. From Senator Warnock's office, we have Christine Fulford and Maria Cook. Where are y'all today? There we go. Thank you very much for being here. From Congressman Jody Heiss' staff, we have Jessica Hayes. Jessica, there you are. Thank you very much. And from Congressman Rick Allen's staff, we have Brinsley Thigpen. Brinsley, there we are. Thank you. Appreciate it. I want to give a special thanks to Georgia Power for their contributions, and I want to acknowledge Jason Cuevas, Vice President for the Eastern Region at Georgia Power. And I especially want to thank Georgia Power for the support of naming the student study area on the first floor. Jason, where are you? There we are. Thank you. Appreciate the long-standing relationship we've had with Georgia Power. And also Marissa Smith, the Senior Vice President, Marketing Executive, Bank of America, Augusta-Aiken, for the great support of the Bank of America Plaza. So where are you? There we are. Thank you so much for all that you do and the great relationship we have with Bank of America. And last, I want to thank the faculty and staff at the College of Science and Mathematics who have put up with an awful lot over the years of making this facility possible. In April of 2015, I had the distinct honor of receiving the Alumni of the Year Award from Augusta University. It was Georgia Regents University at the time. It had been several names before that, I think you all know. I had a chance, Tammy and I, to be here, and as I sat down at the dinner, I sat next to who was the Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics, Ricky Hicks at the time. We were talking about the future of the College of Science and Mathematics. And he mentioned to me at the time, wouldn't it be really a great idea if we could move the College of Science and Mathematics from the Somerville campus down to the Health Sciences campus? And I said, what in the world are you thinking about? How could that possibly make any kind of sense? Little did I know that 2 months later, I'd wind up being the president of this university, and it did take me very long to realize what incredible degree of vision that took and the incredible amount of knowledge it took. Ricky Hicks passed a few years back, and we're so sorry he can't be here in person to witness his dream come true. But I want to recognize Miss Kim Hicks and their daughter Amy. I believe they're here with us today. Are you? Yes, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it very much. I know Ricky's looking down and is awful proud of where we are. But the concept of moving this building here is more than just a building. It is a concept. It's an opportunity to put undergraduate students right here in the middle of all the white coats. Just look around. You've got the state's only dental school right in this complex. You got the state's only public medical school in this complex. You got the state's only public academic medical center just a short distance behind me. You got all this research opportunities, and we're putting all these undergraduate students right here in the middle of all those white coats. What an incredible opportunity for our undergraduate students who want to get degrees in science and mathematics, and especially those who want to go on to careers in the sciences, or who want to go on to receive a graduate degree or a doctoral professional degree. It is an opportunity to integrate those young freshman students right into these graduate and professional programs, allowing them to have research opportunities you cannot get anywhere else in the state, and I dare say in the country. So this is a vision that goes well beyond just this incredible structure we have behind us. All you have to do is kind of go up and down Lady Walker and you see a whole bunch of young kids walking around. It is a beautiful sight. It's caused a little bit of a different culture on this campus, and we're all adjusting to it. But I got to tell you, it is certainly a wonderful sight. We have a goal to reach 16,000 students by the year 2030. That's an ambitious goal. But this building behind us will allow us the opportunity to do just that. It also will allow us the opportunity to expand our Somerville campus and the other 4 colleges that are housed there into the space that's going to be vacated by our faculty, students that are going to be in this building. So all in all, it is a wonderful opportunity for Augusta University, for the city of Augusta and our community, for the state of Georgia, but more importantly, it's a wonderful opportunity for the thousands of students that will be coming through these doors, and hopefully through those doors and those doors behind us and all the other doors we have here as well. So again, I can't tell you how incredibly proud I am to be standing here as the president to dedicate and to have the official opening, the ribbon cutting of this building. At this time, it is my honor to introduce the Honorable Francine Scott, the Commissioner for District 9, City of Augusta and Richmond County. I want to personally thank Commissioner Scott and the City of Augusta and Richmond County for their partnership, for the vaccine incentive program that we're going to be doing, and all the other great work that you do. We know very well we could not be here without you, and we appreciate it and want to welcome you to the stage.
Good afternoon. Dr. Keel, on behalf of the Honorable Mayor Hardy Davis and 10 Commissioner, it is my pleasure to be here with you today. I share this district with Commissioner Jordan Johnson, and I don't think he's here today, but I do have another colleague with me, Commissioner Ben Hassan. We are proud to have such an outstanding university in Augusta, Richmond County. More than just education, Augusta University and AU Health are huge economic assets here on the health science campus. We acknowledge the immeasurable contribution that might not have been possible had it not been for the wisdom of former Commissioner Don Grantham, who's here with us today. It was his idea for the city to deed the land that formerly housed Gilbert Manor to Augusta University, with the promise of improving the future of this community through education, discovery, innovation, and patient care. And look at this place now. The Dental College, the J. Harold Harrison, MD, Education Commons, Jaguar Park, a student housing complex, and now this beautiful new science mathematics building. The future is bright in Augusta, Georgia, because the future is bright here at Augusta University. Congratulations on another tremendous into the future. Thank you very much.
I also want to take this opportunity to extend my great gratitude to Don Grantham. You've been a tremendous friend to Augusta and Augusta University. We know very, very well that we would not be here without the great vision that you had back in the day. We greatly appreciate all the work that you continue to do for us. And we look forward to getting 15th Street finished up too, I tell you that. Now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who truly needs no introduction. You can't find a person in this community who is more dedicated to this city, to this community, and especially to this university. Regent Jim Hull has been a steadfast supporter of higher education in general for as long as I've been president here. And more importantly than that, I'm a little biased, but he's been a steadfast supporter of this institution, this university, all that you see before you in our health system. We're very, very proud that you are our regent, and we want to welcome you to the stage. Regent Hull.
All right, Mr. President. I tell you, President Keel started, I had to look around who he was talking about. I thought he was talking about Senator Burns again. Oh boy, what a day, what a beautiful building. And I mean, these windows and having light coming in when they're in the classroom, you know, they're gonna be soaking up that light. I hope they leave a little room to soak up that education while they're soaking. But it is a great day, and on the Board of Regents, for the Board of Regents and the University System of Georgia, we are just so happy to celebrate what we think is a momentous occasion. Momentous. I had to look up the word momentous because I wanted, with this distinguished audience, to make sure I had it exactly right. And in the dictionary, momentous says of far-reaching importance, of far-reaching importance. So I think that's very appropriate to say that we're here on a momentous occasion and we are celebrating the opening of this wonderful building. As President Keel also did, you know, we have to thank Governor Brian Kemp, our executive, and the legislature. Rep. Newton is here, and Senator Burns is here, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is $54 million commitment, $54 million, and if we take that commitment from our state and we do what we're supposed to do with it, it's going to be far-reaching into the future. It's going to be momentous. As President Keel, who knows this place so well, said that Augusta University is Georgia's health sciences university. It's the health sciences university for the entire state. That's Atlanta, Valdosta. This is the health sciences university. And he talks about the pathways, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But we're also, as President Keel says, the only public academic medical center. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a big deal. There's not that many of them in all of America. And that means they do specialized care, they do research, specialized care, as I said. So if you got a special problem, you're coming here. And this is all around our state. And of course, they do medical education as well. So these pathways, and what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is we bring in the undergraduates, and they come all across Georgia, and they're down here with the graduate programs, the opportunities, the health sciences, and so, as President Keel says, this is going to promote growth at Summerville, and this will also promote growth at the Georgia Cyber Center, because you come here and you've got a pathway to the health sciences, and you can also have a pathway to your full undergraduate education and to cyber. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, in the future is going to work together. And what student wouldn't want to be here? Look at this, would you? I mean, I can't believe it. The J. Harrison Commons, Education Commons. That's the heart. And Dean Hess is here today, Dean David Hess. and that's his baby. That's the heart of the Medical College of Georgia, and the beautiful Dental College of Georgia, as President Keel said, the only one. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Oak Hall and Elm Hall, and that's over 750 new residential units for students. And we're also here with this great building that's going to get plenty of light behind us. So as President Keel said so greatly, eloquently, the co-location of our undergraduates' math and science programs with advanced research on the health sciences campus is unique. It's not done in anywhere else in Georgia like this. And so it's unique for them to have an academic medical center experience. President Keel mentioned his goal for enrollment, and the University System of Georgia shares in that goal. Everything comes, ladies and gentlemen, from growth. And a large part of the growth here is going to be these intelligent pathways all across Georgia's for the students to come to Augusta University and experience this. So Augusta University's done a great job at this. They've had 6 years of consecutive enrollment growth, which among their peers is almost unheard of during the pandemic and the recent bubble of age demographics. So they've done that job, and with what we're working on now, it's going to all add up to a brighter Augusta and Georgia. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you, Regent Hull, for those remarks. And, Regent Hull, as you were making those remarks, I'm glad you reminded us that Oak and Elm Hall are right there, because I think one of our recruiting points, for those students would be you can get up, right, and take a 5-minute walk and be in the middle of labs. And so that's, I think our students will appreciate that short journey as well. Well, at this point, I would like to introduce another speaker who actually traveled here today from Atlanta. So I just wanted to give her a shout out for doing that. Of course, we are part of the University System of Georgia, as Regent Hull mentioned, 26 institutions. And so the University System of Georgia was involved and obviously gave final approval for this. And the individual who really was the point person on that was Vice Chancellor Sandra Anoiza. She's the Vice Chancellor for Real Estate and Facilities. And again, Sandra, thank you so much for being with us today. Please join me in welcoming her to the podium.
Thank you, and I have to say that was an excellent pronunciation of my last name. Thank you, President Keel, for allowing me to share in this celebration and provide remarks on behalf of the University System of Georgia and Acting Chancellor Teresa McCartney. Under your leadership, Augusta University has achieved remarkable growth over the past few years, including the Cancer Center expansion, the Georgia Cyber Center, and now the Science and Mathematics building behind me. I would also acknowledge the leadership of former Chancellor Steve Wrigley and his commitment to and support of this project. Now, I know everyone here, including me, is anxious for the tour, so I'll keep my comments short. But I would ask that as you walk through the beautiful spaces inside this building and behind those windows that Regent Hull mentioned, please reflect on the faculty, staff, and most importantly, the students who will have the privilege of learning and working inside this building. Our students give us the opportunity to serve them, and we must continue to earn that opportunity by providing them with high-quality educational facilities. And a 5-minute walk from the dorm to the lab is also helpful. On that note, I wish the Augusta University community continued success in preparing tomorrow's workforce of leaders and innovators. You have the strong support of the University System of Georgia as you pursue those shared goals. So congratulations on the new building. I hope you enjoy it for many years to come, and please, please treat it kindly. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, at this point, I'd like to introduce our next speaker. And of course, he's someone that's familiar to many of you, certainly those of you that work in the College in Science and Mathematics, and that is your Dean, Dean John Sutherland. Dean Sutherland also will be introducing two students as part of this part of the program. Of course, I've been working with Dean Sutherland since January, and it's not just because of our joint Scottish roots and heritage, but I have to say he really is an incredible leader for the college. He's a three-time graduate from Georgia Tech in the field of physics. He worked at Brookhaven National Labs, and also he also worked as a captain, or served as a captain, sorry, in the U.S. Army Medical Service Corps. And I just have to say, Dean Sutherland, it's been a pleasure again working with you. I know it was a lot of stress and extra work on you and your staff with the move, and you were, through it all, you were one of the first people that was part of the move. You've been an inspirational leader for your faculty and staff. And again, at this time, please join me in welcoming Dean John Sutherland to the podium.
Augusta University has been using a new tagline. In fact, if you go out about 100 meters that way and look down the road towards Elm Hall, you'll see a big banner with a campus like none other. So the tagline is like none other. But I'm not sure, I lost count whether it's 2 or 3 people have made the point so far. Hey, look around. Science and Mathematics building, Dental College of Georgia, part of the Medical College of Georgia. If you go around on the other side of the building, you find a bridge from our 4th floor out over to the Medical Research Complex. If you go inside the building, you find lots of laboratories and offices and wonderful spaces for students, but no classrooms. So our students are doing all their didactic classroom work in other buildings scattered around campus, which is why they clog up Laney Walker sometimes. But that really means that they are in with the professional and graduate students that make up the bulk of this campus. So we can honestly say the College of Science and Mathematics is a college like none other, but the critical thing is it's like none other in ways that advance the academic and career aspirations of our students and the professional and research agenda of our faculty. So how did we get here? The Board of Regents decided to consolidate Augusta State University with what had been the Medical College of Georgia. And the new institution, it was clear from the first day, was going to be a research university. That opened up all sorts of opportunities for the colleges that had been part of Augusta State to up their game a couple of notches, particularly in the areas of research. College of Science and Mathematics was formed immediately before consolidation and immediately set out to recruit a new dean to lead them forward. It was a national search, and the surviving candidate was Dr. Ricky Hicks, who arrived in Augusta in January of 2014. And Dr. Hicks soon realized that the facilities available on the Somerville campus, mainly because of limited research laboratory space, were just not adequate for the needs of a research university. But new construction on the Somerville campus is very difficult for a variety of reasons. And that led Dr. Hicks to the audacious proposal to construct a new building for science and mathematics on the health science campus. Now, as Dr. Keel has noted, not everyone immediately realized the brilliance of this idea, but by the time that Dr. Keel arrived as president in July of 2015, it was in fact in the master plan for the campus, and indeed was shown just about where the building wound up. The master plan was considered by the Board of Regents, and I believe in early fall of 2016, they voted to include it in their request for the governor's budget. Tragically, Dean Hicks died unexpectedly in the first week of 2017, and that's why we're so happy to have his wife Kim with us today. Their daughter Amy was going to come, but she couldn't get out of class, so it's the way it is. Ironically, the same week, or within a week after Dean Hicks's passing, the governor announced that the new building was in his proposed budget submitted to the legislature for the next fiscal year. And so by July of 2017, funding had been approved by the legislature and signed into law by the governor, and the process of selecting contractors and the design of the construction teams began. So here we are, 4 years later, and it's really over $55 million because there was some design money. But here's the building. Along the way, this provided an opportunity for me to meet all sorts of folks I would never have met otherwise. The facilities people and other people from the service parts of Augusta University, the facility folks from the University System of Georgia, the Georgia State Finance and Investment Commission people, the contractors who were selected over the summer of 2017, the SLAM Collaborative that did design, Gleeds, which is in project management, and Gilbane, which was the construction firm. I'm delighted to see folks from several of those organizations here today. For some, this will be the end of their involvement as they move on to other projects, although the Gleeds folks and the facilities people will still be engaged for another year or more as part of the build out of the fourth floor. But about 6 weeks ago, another group of very important people arrived. Students began using the building. It has been an enormous pleasure watching them in their laboratory classes, using the study spaces, using the whiteboards, and when you tour the building, you'll see they're making a lot of use of the whiteboards. And sometimes, when the weather is a little cooler than this, relaxing on this beautiful quadrangle. So next we are going to hear the perspectives of two of these students on the new building. Nadine Long, who is a senior in cell and molecular biology, and oh, by the way, a second degree in mathematics, and Carson Weltley, a graduate student in the program in biological and computational mathematics. Let's start with Nadine.
Good afternoon. I was given this honor to speak on the behalf of the undergraduate student on what this building means to us. For a few, it's motivation. I've been a classmate to many students and a friend to even more. And I know the passion they have. But to be able to look across the window and see the professional school they aim for really helps overcome the stress that these classes can put us through. For many, it's opportunities. We can intermingle with graduate, dental, medical, and nursing students to find mentors and, better yet, friends. This building also puts us close to a wide array of professionals, professors, and PIs for research and resume building opportunities. Those opportunities make a major difference, I can attest. This campus has meant a lot to me in terms of professional and personal growth. But most importantly, for me, it is a physical manifestation of a promise made to me when I got accepted. I was told that Augusta University would provide me a world-class academic and social community that is inclusive, diverse, and positions students for opportunities and success. Now, I am a senior, so while AU fulfilled its promise to me without the usage of this building, I know that future students will not only have an easier time in this environment for all the motivation and opportunities I've already spoke about, but they'll have this building to look upon and know that AU is committed to them, rooted for them, invested in them. This building is beautiful, as you'll soon see with the tours. And I must thank all of you for your involvement in making it so. And I must also apologize because I'm sure I truly speak on behalf of the undergraduate students when I say that we are looking forward to ruining this building with lots of love and good memories, though. So we're going to truly integrate this building into the campus, make it one of our own. Thank you once again for the building and for inviting me to speak with you all today.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carson Welty, and I am a graduate student in the Biological and Computational Mathematics program. Much like this pristine new building behind me, my program is new to Augusta University, and as the name suggests, the program is interdisciplinary and combines computer programming with mathematics to model biological phenomena. For instance, the spread of disease or the efficacy of vaccination, which is especially pertinent in these times. I applied to this program before the coronavirus pandemic, and I never could have imagined that I'd be starting a new graduate program at a college I'd never been to during a pandemic. I assure you, a year's gone by, and I could not be happier with the results. As the saying goes, timing is everything, and there could not have been a more important time for the late Ricky Hicks' vision of an immersive, interdisciplinary campus where students, faculty, and healthcare professionals are interdispersed to be brought to fruition, breathing life into the motto of Augusta University as a campus like no other. Coronavirus is a challenge like no other for humanity, one that requires us to rethink the paradigm of how problems can be solved and how universities might be designed to promote interdisciplinary collaborations. The pandemic has required healthcare professionals and scientists to break out of their silos and work towards a common goal as a team, to figure out what exactly is going on with this virus, to anticipate future responses to unexpected challenges of the same caliber, and ultimately how we should proceed as a species. So to me, this new building symbolizes that much needed camaraderie and partnership between researchers, medical professionals, scientists, and mathematicians going forward. The bridge connecting the science and mathematics building and the interdisciplinary research building is more than a convenient means of conveyance. It is an acknowledgement and realization of the idea that we are better together. I'll close with an observation about the design of this building, which I believe was an intentional feature and a relevant anecdote. The numerous whiteboards that Dr. Sutherland mentioned share a design feature and that the majority of them are located in the hallways. So as a mathematician, I had reservations about this at first because, as you can imagine, we tend to like our privacy when we're working on new mathematics. But as my anecdote will soon reveal, I have found this to be a net positive feature of this building. So to my anecdote. Earlier this month, I was stuck on a math problem, and it was too hot to wander around the campus, so I decided to just wander up and down the hallways of the new building, rather. I came across some chemistry students, and being the nosy mathematician that I am, I stopped and overlooked their math, and I noticed that they had made an error. So I politely introduced myself and told them I'm a math teacher and that I'd be more than happy to show them the correct method. So without hesitation, they said, yeah, come show us what to do. So I, of course, corrected their error, and they arrived at the anticipated answer that made quantitative sense. So their countenances immediately transformed from an expression of irritation to ones of relief, which anybody who's been stuck on a math problem can very much relate to. So in retrospect, this encounter made me think of Dean Hicks and his vision for this building, that of interdisciplinary collaboration and immersion. At a typical university, these chemistry students would have been tucked away in a chemistry department, and I would have been tucked away in a mathematics department, and the encounter that I just described never would have came to fruition. I'm confident that this encounter will be one of many such fortuitous instances going forward and exemplifies the advantage of having the many disciplines of the sciences cohabitating. Now, the Augusta University is truly a campus like no other. Thank you for your time and have an excellent afternoon.
All right, well, before we wrap things up, please join me in another round of applause for our two students, Nadine and Carson. All right, so we're nearing the end of the program. You survived the heat. I see a few of the fan/disc frisbees going, but that's okay. So what to expect next? Well, certainly we are going to be soon going inside the building. There's refreshments in there. And there's also tours. They'll be starting in a few moments. You've probably seen some of our students, most of them over here, that are wearing the black jackets with the blue tops. They are our student ambassadors. Maybe you can give us a big wave, student ambassadors. All right, so they're going to be leading us in the tours. Who better to receive a tour from than one of our students themselves? So maybe they'll show us their favorite study spaces or other parts of the building. So those will be starting very, very soon. But there's one last thing, right? New building. There's always one event that happens with new buildings. What is it? Ribbon cutting, right? And so we are not going without that. At this time, I would like to invite anyone that had a speaking role in the program today, as well as Provost Emerita Gretchen Kaufman, Dr. Russell Keene, and Don Grantham, and then Kim Hicks. We'd love to have you as well. And then any members of our federal, state, and local elected governments, so any of our elected officials, to please join me. We're going to go up here and do the ribbon cutting where Gia's waving to us, and then we will enter the building. So thank you for being here today.
That's it? Yeah, that's it. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2.